I don't have a whole lot of memory about that. I do remember the uniqueness of the stadium and how we had a street that went right underneath the upper deck, which was one of the first things I noticed when I came to campus. And my first reaction was, okay, we're gonna give 17 and 18-year-olds unlimited supply of gold paint. And you know, what possibly can go wrong with this?
The freshmen are about to experience something very exciting and very fun. They're gonna walk under the Eagle Walk. It's gonna be hype, it's gonna be exciting. And then they're gonna like make a memory that's gonna last literally a lifetime. As long as that building's still there, that memory's still gonna be there too.
Yeah, people have been saying to me, if you go to one event, make sure you go to the Eagle Walk. So I'm excited to go and be a part of it tonight.
I think we need to rewind a little bit. The 1990s were a remarkable era for the university. We had unprecedented success in athletics. We had truly passionate people that cared deeply about the university's history and tradition. So the time was ripe. If there was going to be a new tradition, that would be the time something would happen.
You know, from what I remember, it was very limited to the ground only and kind of controlled, but yet not controlled because we were racing and it was slippery and people were covered in it, and we were trying, as orientation leaders, not to get our white shirts. We had white polos on and trying not to get them full of gold paint, and it was just all the things. But I don't know if any of us really knew what we were doing or why we were doing it. And so when you go back now and you see, you know, almost 30 years later, that this has become something that every kid's rite of passage when they start USM is, oh my gosh, we get to paint the Eagle Walk, and you go, that's pretty cool, you know, that I was part of that, but we had no clue. No clue.
I really didn't see it as like a beginning of a tradition. I really saw it as a team building exercise. You have all these freshmen coming from different walks of life, different towns, different cities, many who don't know each other, and they're coming together for a common goal. What else better can you say than something that you can physically walk on that exemplifies that?
Getting to leave my mark here somewhere where I'm from, that is like one of the biggest things I've always wanted to do, leave my mark somewhere where I'm from. And I think this is just a great opportunity for all of us, not even just me that's from Hattiesburg. So.
And then we did it, and I guess the enthusiasm and just the pride, I guess, that people felt when they came back for football games in the fall and they saw that they were part of something, it just created sort of, I guess, what we now call this viral moment, you know, that has continued. But I don't think we had a clue. I really don't. The Southern Miss experience is about leaving your mark. And, you know, as Dr. Paul says, it's leaving it better than you found it. And so to begin with such symbolism in leaving your mark at a place in campus that is such a center of activity and excitement, it just begins your Southern Miss story in almost like the ideal, perfect way.
My mom actually has a sweatshirt from whenever she painted the Eagle Walk, and I wear it like all the time, and without knowing that it was from painting the Eagle Walk, I found out not long ago that that's what it's from, and so that just goes to show that the tradition continues.
You know, she's been walking under that Eagle Walk since she was probably 2 years old. And she would ask, like, what are all the handprints? And I would say, well, Mama was part of that, you know, at the very beginning. And we didn't get to do all this fun stuff, but yeah, we painted the Eagle Walk, and what's the purpose? And so you're kind of explaining it to her, and you're not really sure you know, but you're telling her what it means to you. So I think it's highly appropriate that is how so many of our student leaders and our students who are going to be here for the next 4 years plus make their mark, and hopefully it'll continue and my grandkids will be able to put their hand there as well.
It feels encouraging to know that many people have placed their mark on such a special place and has helped it become what it is today. And so it feels empowering to have the same experience, and I could be leaving my mark on the same day as people who might be leaving a really big mark later in the future.
Whenever I was like middle school growing up, like we'd go to all the football games, like the one thing we had to do was go to the Eagle Walk. Like we had to see the football team go through. They would show like the handprints on like each column, and they'd like tell the stories about like, oh, our first day or first week, we like all painted our hands on the wall. It was like a big like defining moment like about leaving your mark. When you walk on campus, when you're walking on your tour, and you see these handprints on these walls, you're just very like, that's something I want to do. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, however long it may be, just felt like I was not being a part of a university, but a family.
His experience is not my experience. What happened in the 90s for me may not be relevant to what happens to him today. So my advice for Charlie is to be himself, have fun, soak it all up, be involved. And you got 4 years, and then it's the real world. You're out there. So enjoy it. Leave it better than you found it.
Cause everything I touch turns gold.